So we're on at least 2 states for sure.
Click the green button and go full screen. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Huh?
Yeah.
Can you see the picture here, Jim?
I can. Well, I'm seeing out the external camera.
Well, that's one of that picture is so dark down in the corner here. I was wondering what it looks like for you.
Oh no, I can see it. Okay, it's a little dark in here, but I can see.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little fuzzy, but it's okay.
Okay.
Now,
not that I care. So it took the eyesight camera, so you can't see me, which is fine.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess that whatever is I can see in the window. Looks like my picture's on the screen.
Yes.
I'm going to switch to my other angle. So you should see the other angle now. You see the side of me?
Yes, we see the side of you.
Then I can come back to, now you should see you. Hopefully.
No.
Well, the audience, rather.
Yeah, the audience.
Okay, good.
Is he supposed to go full screen with that stuff?
Is there a way to go full screen or no?
If you hit the green button, what happens?
It's where it is right now.
Well, okay, are you running Mavericks or Yosemite?
Mavericks.
Okay, in the upper right-hand corner is the button to go full screen.
No, you know what? I'm not even running. Yeah,
See the button up in the full. Are the 2 arrows?
The 2 arrows in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay. Now it's okay.
Okay, good. Okay. Well,
Thursday. But we didn't do all this stuff.
I'm going to quick send a message out to the dog group and share this.
Okay, for those of you who weren't here before, what we're doing here is called Google Hangouts.
Hangout.
Huh? Hangouts. I'll be all right. We're pulling Jim in from Florida, and we're also using this eyesight camera, which we switched to. Otherwise, you would see me down in this right-hand corner. Because I'm part of the Hangout group, and I think he asked some other people, maybe Kathy, Phil, Bob.
Phil doesn't. I don't have Phil as part of the group. I'm not sure he's got a Google account. But.
Okay.
I don't have a Google Plus account. You have to have Google Plus account?
Yes, you have to have a Google Plus account.
Well, if you've got a Google, it's a matter of just implementing the Plus part of it.
But I don't want to be Plus.
Why?
It's okay.
I don't want to be Facebook.
What's got nothing to do with Facebook?
But you don't have to pay attention to the rest of it. I don't.
I don't want them.
I don't pay attention to Facebook except to spy on my kids.
Take information.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in sharing this.
You see me yet, Jim?
Bob is signing in. Normally we use the program Messages to do this from Florida, and that worked out real good. But we wanted to try this because what we're doing here right now, he's made live, and if you go to YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube, and or tomorrow you can go to our DuPage YouTube or dog YouTube page, and you can watch it tomorrow. You can watch this meeting tomorrow.
You don't have to have a Google account to do that. You just have to go to YouTube. Just search for DuPage AUG, and you'll find the list of all of our stuff.
Yeah, don't you have to go to DuPage Apple Users Group?
That's what I said. Go do a search for DuPage AUG, Apple User Group, AUG,
Okay.
and then it'll show up. Okay.
Okay.
I just sent out a message because I know that we may be getting a third state coming in here, or at least on YouTube, because Jackie's in Arizona, and that's one of the reasons why we did this.
Yeah. One of the reasons we decided to try this was because one of our members is in Arizona right now, and she will be, I guess, for the winter.
Yeah.
And she would have liked to have attended the meetings, and now she can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she can watch as we're going through all of this.
And the best part of it is if there's something we said about do this, do this, do this, and you get home and he said do this, do that, what did he say? You can actually go back and review this to find out exactly what we did. And see maybe if we made a mistake.
Yeah.
It happens.
So are you all set now?
Sure. Let's see.
Oh,
Hey.
he's watching the YouTube. Bob is.
No, it's not me. That's
Pardon?
only over mine.
Somebody's got YouTube on.
Kathy's got it.
Now there's probably going to be last meeting we did this. There was about a 40-second delay,
Yeah.
and the biggest issue was trying to get questions and answers because we didn't have any. We didn't have an audience.
Yeah.
But it got through.
Okay, let's start with, does anybody have any questions? Nobody has any questions.
Really?
Yeah, why doesn't my screen open up?
What screen?
The screen is black. I plugged it in because I had 5% power, and I stepped out of the room and came back, and now it's black, and I can't open it.
Are you plugged in?
Yeah,
Where are you plugged in?
tomorrow.
Okay, that's what it should be coming back then. I just lost
Well, it
mine.
was on, and now it's black.
Hold the power button down for a little bit.
Hold the power button down for a little bit.
Mine just got,
Yeah, yours just died?
well, came over to sleep and it didn't wake up right.
Oh.
Start.
You mean here it did it? Oh.
Okay, I got a question, Jim.
Okay.
My wife has a 5S iPhone with 16 gigabytes of memory, and I upgraded her from 7 to 8.1, and tried to back her up on several times, and it says internally within the iPhone, it says this iPhone cannot be backed up because there is not enough iCloud storage available. And I'm hearing some more comments about pictures disappearing off of iPads and iPhones and stuff like that. And I try to explain this in the cloud, and I need some help to teach my wife and her friend Carol.
Okay. Well, first, Apple does give you 5 gigabytes of disk space for you to use with iCloud, and they have now made that so that we can actually put anything in there. That's something that's changed with Yosemite and iOS 8.
What changed?
They've changed so that you can put anything in there now, rather than just what you're going to sync.
I downloaded my entire desktop in there last night.
No.
I moved them to the iCloud.
Well, no. iCloud Drive. Okay. you get 5 gigabytes of disk space, which is now called iCloud Drive.
Right.
Okay, it used to be iCloud data and maybe just storage, but it was for if you had a Pages document, you could save a Pages document there. Keynote, and you could only Keynote could only see Keynote files, Pages could only see Pages files, and so on. Today, what's available, it's more diverse on the Mac because we could just put anything in there. It's difficult to put anything in on the iPhone or iPads, but technically you can. There's just not a place that.
Okay. With I paying $4 a month for 200 gigs. I just gotta. You can do. I do that, and I think I've been telling my wife for $1 a month she can get 20.
Well, I have told people that had this problem. Usually, what has the problem comes up when you have one iPhone and you're backing up to the cloud instead of backing up to iTunes on a Mac or a PC even, and then you get a second device and a third device all under the same Apple ID, all trying to back up into that same 5 gigabytes. There just isn't enough room. The only time I tell people to back up to the cloud when they have a computer, whether it's Mac or PC, is if they're traveling someplace, they're not taking their computer, and if they lost their phone or dropped into the ocean, that at the next port they would buy a new one replacement. Then iCloud's a good solution for the backup because you can get it from anywhere. If you are with your computer, the fastest way is to back it up to your computer because you have much higher limits. You don't have a limitation of 5 gigabytes. You have a space limitation of whatever is available on the hard drive, but it would generally be much more than the 5 gigabytes. I did upgrade to the $1 a month, the 99-cent a month, which is 20 gigabytes, with anticipation of putting more stuff in there and utilizing it more like I do with Dropbox. I use Dropbox, and it comes with 2 gigabytes, and you can do a few things to get extra credits. And I've actually got up to, I think I'm just under 6 gigabytes of free space there. Google has their drive, which they give you 5 gigabytes for free. Amazon has their drive, their cloud drive, and it also, I think, has 5 gigabytes of disk space. So there's a lot of ways to doing that, but to your point, the biggest problem that you have to overcome is getting the iPhones and iPads backed up. And the best way is to do it right through iTunes onto the computer. And then use that that iCloud disk space for something different.
I guess my question would be, did you say you put your whole phone on there or your whole disk drive?
No, my desktop.
You put your whole desktop?
Right, I cleaned off my desktop.
Let me clarify something. You have, if I recall, you have AT&T Uverse.
Right.
Okay. Do you know what your upload and download speed is?
It varies from 0 to 18 or 20.
For the down, what about the up?
Up, if it gets 1, it's good.
Okay. Here's the problem. It would probably take, if you put 200 gigabytes in, this is something you might want to just turn this off next month. If you put 200 gigabytes in the iCloud drive, it would probably take until next 4th of July for it to finish. Upload.
Your anniversary, too.
But that's how long it would take to upload all that stuff at 1 megabit.
Well, this was just about 15 files. That's about it.
For
But
the
he take it off and it looks beautiful.
for total of 200 gigabytes.
No, I didn't put that much on.
Okay.
That's what I bought it for. I bought that much.
Yeah, I would rethink that, and I would put it down to 20 and just take the 99 cent per month deal first and see what you need.
Okay.
See if you can deal with it with that much. And just unlike for those who have been around for the Macs for a while, we had Mobile Me, and we had something called iDisk, and it was the same, pretty much the exact same thing. You put something in here. We didn't have iPhones at the time, but it would show up on those same files would show up on your computer. It's basically the same thing, but its implementation is different on the iPhones and iPads, because there's not a place to go see the files, all the files. There will probably be a browser, some kind of a file browser coming out for that, though.
So you're saying with the iPad and the iPhones, you should sync or upload with iTunes? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, there's two. Don't confuse backing up with syncing. Okay, and there's two things that are commonly referred to as syncing. Backing up is just backing up all the data. It's not the preferences for different applications, documents for the applications. The applications are not being backed up because they already know that you purchased it. It's in the App Store. Those kinds of things they can reconstruct on the fly if you have to restore. But it's the data for, let's say you have iDraw, which is a Mac and iPhone program, iPad program, and you make some drawings and stuff. Those can be put up and can be saved back and forth. That happens through the cloud. That's not part of the iTunes syncing. Syncing through iTunes is for which photos you want to put back onto your phone or iPad, what music or albums or genres you want to put back on there, what TV programs, movies, podcasts, iBooks is handled a little bit differently, but those are syncing those kinds of things. If you look into the control panel for the settings for iCloud, you'll see those things, which will be your contacts, your calendars, your reminders, your bookmarks, your keychains. Those sync through iCloud. The music, the movies, the TV shows, podcasts, photos, and a few other things, those sync through iTunes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go look at what's in the system preference or settings called iCloud, all of those things happen through iCloud. Everything else that are things that are frequently thought to be syncing through the cloud don't sync through the cloud. Everything else syncs through iTunes. And it can be either through a cable connection or through a Wi-Fi connection. It's an option to do that. You still there?
I'm writing.
Okay.
So when Bob said that he put his desktop, that was on your computer?
Right.
And you dragged it in?
Probably 10 files.
And you dragged it in?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
And that's fine.
Now I'm straight.
Yeah. But 200 for you, 200 gigabytes a month is way overkill. I mean, the price.
Rethink that.
Rethink that. I would start at 90 per month and work yourself up. If you actually, and I think I mentioned this a few months ago, there's a thing called transporter that is, hold on.
Say that again. Say that again, Jim, because you broke up a little bit.
Let me go get it.
Okay. He's showing off he's got a t-shirt on.
Well, it's a beautiful day, though.
Here, yeah.
Oh, my wife was out in the yard. I was fighting with the computer all day long. Or not with Facebook mostly.
This is called transporter.
Transporter. Transporter. Okay.
It's a little device. They actually make two different styles now. One, it's more just like a hockey puck, and it has a connection for Ethernet and a power connection. And you can buy these either bare or with a hard drive in it. And what this is, it's just like Google. I'm sorry, it's just like Dropbox, but you hit whatever. There's no fee. Once you pay for this, there's no fee. And whatever size drive you get is what you can share. You can, and it works exactly like Dropbox and the iCloud drive, where it will share. It'll put the same files on all your computers, and I think iOS devices also. The problem is going to be, obviously, I've got a 2 terabyte drive in here. I can't put 2 terabytes on my iPhone, or I can't put 2 terabytes on my MacBook Pro because they only got a 500 drive. So you can store files on here without keeping them on your computer, but you always have access to them. But in your case, if you wanted something where everything's syncing, and you need to have more than the free 5 gigabytes or so that comes with Apple or other services, then this might be something to look into.
What does it cost?
Well, it's called Connected Data. I think that's their website, connecteddata.com.
What does it cost?
And I think they were bought out by. We still there?
Yeah.
Okay. They were bought out by somebody. Oh, the people that make the Drobo, which was like a RAID system where you could put a bunch of drives in. They bought this because the guy that started doing Drobo and left, and then he started making these, which is kind of a cool thing. And they're
Say that
available
again. Say that again, Jim.
Something about his voice.
You broke up.
There's a company called Drobo.
DROBO.
I believe that's the company. Yeah, they make multi-drive systems. They're not exactly RAID systems, but they're similar to RAID, where you can put a bunch of drives in, and it's on a network. And they're very reliable because if one drive fails, then you just pop it out, put another drive in. But anyway, I don't want to get off topic too much, but that is one of the features with the iCloud drive. Unless you really you have to have a good network to be able to push the files up. and you should just back up to your computer for free. And then, because I know you have Time Machine also, that means that Time Machine's also backing up the backups of your phone and iPad.
Okay, you seem to be breaking up. Is there anything we can do to alleviate that? Which setting?
How bad is it breaking up? Let me do this.
Up there. Try where those bars are, where your Wi-Fi is. Yeah, click that.
I my iPhone.
It's already tried it when we reduced the bandwidth cache thing, yeah, and turn it with the electric, that's better.
Should I reduce it?
Well, it's probably nice, but I'm gonna pay $9 a little bit.
It seems like it's not iChat, what were you using it for?
Messages.
Wait, let me turn my iChat. Do you have your iChat on?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna close up. Let's see if we can make it through. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's live now. We'll see how if this helps a little bit. I turn mine down a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds
Bit better?
yes.
Okay, good. How many people have upgraded to Yosemite and have an iOS device that they've upgraded to 8 and 8.1 today?
I did.
Jim, raise your hand.
Okay. One of the things, there's a number of features that work between the two. One of which is handoff, which means that you can start something on one device and go to another device and just pick up where you left off, or where you were working on the other device. Now, the most of I'm going to say if you're running iOS 8, I think you're pretty good to do that, but you have to have a fairly new Mac because it has to have Bluetooth 4, which is a problem because that started in 2012. However, there's a solution because I have a 2011, and you can actually buy a little USB Bluetooth device that plugs into the USB port and will give you the ability to do that, to use handoff. Yeah, handoff. And
It gives you a warning too. When you updated something, it'll say you last updated. Which one of these you want to keep? Number 1 or number 2? And I go by the latest. I've done that quite a bit last couple of days.
okay. And those that have phones and Macs and multiple, maybe an iPad, you now can make phone calls and receive phone calls on your Mac from your iPhone. My iPhone here usually only has one bar, but if I put it like 4 feet away on top of the windowsill, I get 2 or 3. Well, now I can actually do the phone conversation right on my computer, which is kind of cool. Or on an iPad, to do the same thing.
FaceTime too. My wife says I sound muffled on my iPad.
Okay. Tell her she does too. It's even. You could try a headset. You know, I don't know if that would help. But even the earbuds. Do you have earbuds?
Yeah.
You could try using them. The microphone might be closer to your mouth.
Actually, when we used this at school, we found earbuds help hangouts. Now that I'm thinking.
What was that?
Kathy said that when they use Hangouts at school, the use of earbuds makes it easier to
I
understand.
never put the two together, that it could be a bandwidth issue for some reason, but maybe it does help.
Well, I turned this down.
I think it keeps down.
What, the bandwidth?
Okay, he said he turned his down.
Yeah, well, I turned it down again. Did it get worse?
Yeah.
When we turned it up, it did.
Turn it back. Okay.
Why did this? Never mind. The picture got smaller because this went down on the bottom. I don't know.
You're not full screen?
No. You're still breaking up, and that's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay. I'm gonna put me on screen. Is that better? Coming this way?
No, it's worse.
Well, let's see if we can at least get the audio part of this going here. I don't know if it's between here, if
No.
it's my side or your side. How many people are actually logged into the YouTube? Is anybody else?
Is anybody on YouTube watching this?
I'll try.
No, I think
I don't want it. I want
You don't want them on YouTube?
No, because they're going to take your bandwidth away.
Okay. Well, don't try, Bob.
Okay, I'm signing up. I just.
Is there any way to find out how many people are on YouTube?
Maybe. There's one watching. I don't want it. You don't want them on YouTube? No, because they're going to take your band. Because it's delayed. I was talking to myself.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, there's one person watching right now. And hopefully that's it. Anyway, but last time we did this, we didn't have a meeting, but we did actually have 40, close to 40 that had watched it in the first 4 hours, which was quite remarkable. Okay, is the audio getting a little better, coming through okay?
No.
Kate, do you want to go? Kate's there, right?
yes.
Do you want to go through the new things that were released in the last 5 days?
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to play with it too much.
She said she hasn't had a chance to play with it.
Okay, well, let me go through some of the hardware things anyway. There's a new Apple always seems to want to do something just a little bit better. Instead of having a 4K television, they came out with a 5K Retina display for the iMacs. It's really for those who, it's a high-end iMac. They have more, there's like, I don't remember, 40% more pixels than a 4K TV. I mean, it's just quite remarkable. Those that are in the kind of industry and photos, it's a sell for sure. As far as the iPad, there was a couple of iPads, iPad Air 2 and the iPad Mini 3, and they're thinner, faster. They come with Touch ID. They're gold. They do the Apple Pay, which was started today. They have the faster Wi-Fi connectivity. They've got the A8 chips, which is the same as the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. The prices start from at $299 for the Mini 2, and I'm sorry, the iPad Mini 3 is the iPad Mini 2 is still for sale. The new one is the iPad Mini 3, and that's $400, and then the iPad Air 2 is $500. So there is you'll get the previous ones. Let's see, maybe phone calls, I mentioned that. 8.1 arrived today for iOS devices, and that brings us to Apple Pay, which is going to be huge, I think. On the news this morning, there was one reporter that said that this was going to be the same thing that iTunes has done for the music industry, is what Apple Pay is going to do for the purchasing industry.
They've been advertising Apple Pay on every news program possible.
Yep. One thing also that arrived with 8.1 is a beta of the Apple Library. I'm sorry, the iPhoto Library, where, if I understand it, I haven't had time to go through it yet, but it's my understanding that you will have an opportunity to put all of your photos, basically all of your photos that you have on your computer, into the cloud or into the iCloud Drive and access them through all of your devices. It doesn't mean you're going to store them on your iPhone, because your iPhone doesn't have enough room. You at least have access to all the pictures and albums and faces and places, stuff like that.
I downloaded mine, Jim, this afternoon, and I checked, but it's simply called Photos instead of the photo, what we called before, and it goes back to September the 5th, 2009 on my photos.
Oh, that's good.
And just divide them by where I took them.
But is there a place to put it on your Mac too to put them up?
I didn't hear you. You garbled.
Okay. Working on your iPad, is it working on your computer?
This is the iPad.
Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure it's available on a computer yet. There's one of the big things with Yosemite. It's not that much different interface, but there are some differences. Apple's in lessons that are kind of user interface, so everything's a little more blah. They've taken a lot of the color away, which is a little disappointing. Because I understand that there are people that have sight issues or colorblind, that the color is meaningless to them. But for those that do have, it's sometimes hard to recognize the colors that are shaped. But it's not too bad. And it'll take a while to go through, but it won't hurt. There's new notification center on the Mac on Yosemite, which incorporates widgets, so you can have your calculator, your stocks, the calendars, events, and things like that. Weather show up in the notifications.
Here's mine here.
Okay.
And then there's a notification over here, and it's Yahoo Mail, and my regular mail, Sun Times, magazines I have on here, and then on the today it says the cloudy currently is 55 degrees. High today was forecast 66. Right now it would take you 9 minutes to drive to work.
Mine shows the weather's 57 degrees in Downers Grove. Is that right?
Yeah.
55.
And it's 75 here in Florida.
Just be quiet.
But much like you have your notifications on your iPad, that's very similar to what it is on the Macintosh now. That's where they've got the notifications and the widgets. It's kind of cool. Spotlight on Yosemite has been enhanced. It will search pretty much every flight. It will search for bookmarks, music, applications, movies, maps, places besides looking for files that are on your computer. It's pretty cool.
Now, Jim said he noticed a difference in the way you deal with mail on the iPad.
On the iPad?
Yeah.
I just updated it. Okay.
As far as deleting and
like I haven't seen much of a difference on the iPad as far as mail. I mean, it's still well. Okay, let me go. He's gone from yes, there is changes when you swipe across. When you swipe across the mail message, there are three or four things you can do. You can trash it, flag it, or more, and it kind of depends whether you've got an IMAP account or a POP account. What the features are that you can do. That's if you swipe to the left. If you swipe to the right, you can mark it as unread.
By swiping to your left, you get this.
Yeah.
Where it says more, flag, or archive, and you do to the left, it says mark as unread. It's
Right.
blue. It's color coded.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of. That's the same as it is on the iPhone also. Except yeah, the iPhone is the same thing. I'm missing the thing. There's I forgot to mention because there's one other thing that they introduced. They introduced a new Mac Mini or an upgraded Mac Mini, and they actually lowered the price $100, so that you can get into the Mac Mini for $500, starting at $500. And it's I was a little disappointed with the Apple TV update or something.
yeah, we lost you again, Jim.
Okay. I was disappointed that we didn't get a update to the Apple TV. We needed one.
I just bought a new TV, so they can't do it yet.
Well, no, they have no. Apple.
Oh, you want to try messages?
Yeah, this is garbage.
Right, we're
You know what? We're going to go to messages, Jim. We're losing too much of what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I'll stop this.